Hello, everyone. As you saw in the introduction, we're actually making a sort of D&D table, game table. It's not for myself. I'm not a D&D'er myself, but my oldest son is one that plays, and he has a group of about 8 to 10 people once or twice a week that come over to play D&D. So they used to use a sort of just a paper map to be able to play their game. This is my son here. I said, if you want me to build a table, you're going to have to help me. So we're just trying to figure out, of course, dry testing the size of the TV and how we're going to frame it and so forth. And so we wanted to make a table that can be convertible, meaning that we can sort of take it apart and move it away or put it away or bring it to another home if that's the case, because it was actually their whole group that pitched in to buy the TV and supplies that were needed to build this table. So we didn't want to have it permanently in our basement. So if they really wanted to bring it to another home, they would be able to at least bring the TV with them easily enough if it's just for one night or 2 nights. But if they wanted to use it more often, they could even bring the whole plywood and that TV as well. Perhaps down in the future, as you'll see in the video, might be other options that I'll talk about at the end of the video of how I probably could make it so that it's a little bit more portable. This was sort of a proof of concept in a sense to see if it actually works and if they like it. So that's what we're making here. Obviously, we're already moving along here, just making the frame to hold the TV in. So we're using some pine board that I already had in the shop. So that's why I didn't include it in the price at the beginning. And we're just using the pocket holes to screw it all together to make that the little wooden box. And then once all that frame is done, then I'm going to add some little pieces of wood on the inside, these little strips here, to sort of sandwich the TV or have these, because right now the TV is sort of upside down, obviously. And so once we flip it over, the TV will rest on those little strips of wood there. And you probably noticed I used the router. That was to make little air vents, because at the bottom of the TV it had some air vent areas that needed to ensure that we had some air circulation to go through. So we had to make some pockets in that base piece of the frame. And of course, here we're using the plexiglass. I'm just using the table saw to cut it. You should have had a new blade, but it actually cut quite well. It didn't make too much chips of plexiglass, and the edge will be covered by a piece of wood that has a rabbet over it, so it's kind of like a frame over the frame, I should say. So we have a frame for the TV, and then I'm making another little frame to hold the plexiglass down on top of that TV. So then that whole TV and plexiglass will be all permanently held in there unless you take all the screws out, and then you can sort of pop it out if ever there's any issues with the TV. So here I measured where the frame of the TV will be, and I'm just cutting that hole in here. I was having some problems with my skill saw. For some reason, it's not cutting straight. I'm not sure what happened to it. That's why you probably noticed me at the beginning. I was having some issues, and I had to recut it a certain way because it was pulling away from my straight edge rather than just following it. And so I'd have to someday look at my circular saw to see what the issue is. There I'm using a little handsaw just to cut the little pieces that were left to get it completely cut out. And the frame didn't quite fit in there just like that, so I had to sand it just to give it a light sanding, just to taper it at the bottom edge, just so that it'll be able to slide in. And after that sanding, there it went. It just popped right in there like that without any issues. So now that it's all nicely in there and flush to the bottom of the plywood, now I'm just adding some 1/4-inch plywood that I had left over again from another project, just to cover up the pocket hole holes and also to give it a finish, and which will also be sort of like the stopper for the frame so it doesn't slide right through if there happens not to be anything underneath it. So that plywood will hold it or keep it from sliding right through. Right here are the strips of wood that I'll be using to hold the plexiglass in. So kind of like, again, a frame over a frame. I'm just making little rabbit cuts here for the plexiglass to fit into. And I didn't bother with any miter joints or anything like that. Kind of wanted more of a bit of a rustic look anyway, seeing that it's D&D, sort of like castle theme that's, you know, not perfection. So using just pocket hole screws here to actually hold the frame down. So I'm just testing everything out, sanding it nice and flush and clean. And now the final test is to make sure that the TV still fits in the frame. And then we'll put the plexiglass and then the frame back over top of that again to make sure everything fits perfectly before we bring it down to the basement where they play their D&D. And I figured before we stain it, I said, why don't you guys give it a try for a week or two to make sure that it all works. As you can see, the TV is sort of freestanding now. You can, if I put a little strap, I'm planning to put a little strap handle on the inside there so that they can actually pick it up and bring it with them if they really wanted to. And right here, I just forgot to make a little notch for the Fire TV light at the bottom of the TV. It's like a little glass, and I think it may also be related to the remote. So I just made a little notch for that to be able to be seen. Here I'm just rounding off the edges. I used a stain can to mark out the corners, so we have a rounded corner. And now I'm just routing all the edges out to be nice and round and smooth. So here's the current setup that they had. As I mentioned, the map that they were using was just a little square, about 1.5 by 1.5 paper cardboard map that they can sort of dry erase on, but they always had to erase and redraw it out as they're playing. So now they'll have an interactive map that they can use. And as you can see, we're just placing this plywood right on top of that table. And the table, we put the leaf inwards so that we can actually have the cables go through and also provide air circulation underneath because it's still open there. So just getting it set up. Again, tested everything out. Now just taking all the protective film off of everything. And I'm trying to get my cameraman, my youngest son here, to come closer so I can show you that the wires actually go through that opening now. Because the table, again, with the leaf folded in and brought the table in a little bit, it allows for the cables to go through there, and again also to allow for some air circulation. And now taking satisfaction, taking the protective film off of the plexiglass. Trying to get the cameraman there. Placing it in place and taking the other film off. And this is a 1/4 inch plexiglass, by the way, just in case you were wondering. So it's quite rigid. And the nice thing is they could even dry erase on that as well. A bit of dusting, and my dusting technique can use some work. My other son is just getting his computer all set up there so that once we get the monitor on the table and connect the TV, he'll be able to start testing it out. Again, here I'm just getting it all back together before we stain it, and I gave strict instructions that they cannot put any drinks on it or chips or anything like that until we actually stain it, so that it doesn't ruin the wood before we do so. But so here we go, making sure the TV works and that he's able to get the map working as well. So everything, they gave it a try for a couple of weeks. Everything worked well. They love it. So time to stain it. We're just going to go with a dark stain that, again, I had already in the shop, so we didn't have to go out and buy some or anything like that. Now, unfortunately, I guess even though they didn't have the actual chips or anything like that on the table itself, I think they might have had some chip residue on their fingers. And even though I sanded the table, it still came through on the stain. I should have used a pre-treatment, but I didn't have any on me. So when I stained it, it did leave some blotches and fingerprints here and there, but I have a little fix for that, as you'll see soon here. Just doing the frame as well with the same stain. Started to clear coat, and that's when I noticed the that area here really showing that it's like almost as if there was glue on there. Not sure why that was there, but again, it might have been just some grease and the stain didn't stick. So what I decided to do is in the clear coat is to use an epoxy resin dye, so just a coloring for epoxy that we usually use, and I use that in the clear coat. So doing about 2 or 3 other coats of that, it actually ended up covering all those blotchiness, and it actually came out quite cool. Actually, it kind of has a different look, like a depth to it with the color layers of colors. So pretty cool trick. I might use that for other projects in the future because I kind of like the look of it. And so now it kind of matches the table that's underneath it. At some point, I'd like to be able to maybe use that same technique of a tinted clear coat on the table and chairs so that they'll match. But that'll have to be a project somewhere down the line for sure. So this is the final look. They have everything set up and ready to go for some more D&D gaming. I hope you like this project, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you think of this sort of convertible or detachable TV and plywood on top. Eventually, if they do stay here longer, I may, integrate the table onto the top itself, like screwing it on and making it so that it's actually solid, or clamping it on some sort. But for now, we're just going to lay it on top with the weight and everything else. It doesn't move, so not too worried. If anything, I might just put a rubber pad. And here you can see now the interactive map that they can make it so that it only shows certain parts of the map as they move along in the game, or they can show the whole map and have their players on that map as they move along through the game. So it's pretty cool. I don't know much about D&D, but they're quite impressed and happy with the setup of this table. So again, I'd love to hear your comments, what your thoughts are on this project. Please leave them down below. And of course, if you like this and some other things that we make, please subscribe to our channel, check out our other videos. And if you found this at least entertaining, please hit that like button. And we hope to see you here again at Dusty Workbench. Take care.